It's fun to be bad. Welcome to MojoPlays. Today, we're looking at the best games where you play as a monster. For this video, we'll be excluding fighting games and MOBAs and are primarily looking at games where being a monster is an integral part of the gameplay and story. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Styx series.
Hi there, I'm the new accountant.
There are a lot of things that set Styx apart from the other violent goblins that inhabit his world. But even if he is capable of talking to the humans, he's still sufficiently monstery to be one of our picks, especially because the whole reason he's so clever is that he was once an orc, which is a monster in its own right.
There's nothing left standing. Turned into a real shithole. You proud of your work? No wonder the greenskins ain't welcome around here.
You won't get anywhere by playing the game like a bloodthirsty brute, however. Instead, you're required to take a stealthy approach, prioritizing Styx's arcane abilities over any other playstyle. They're definitely some of the most unique stealth games you can play, thanks in no small part to the protagonist.
Oh, really? Yet I can clearly hear your torturer thinking that this morning he sold the pipe of a prisoner to be able to pay for a little smuggled amber. And also that his balls are itching.
Depth. This game lets you either throw down with the apex predator of the oceans or become one yourself. Divers will find themselves exploring unique nautical maps and collecting treasure, while two lucky players take on the mantle of a variety of sharks every match, whose main goal is to attack the divers. Each species has a unique playstyle and additional abilities. The Great White is a tank-like monster, while the Mako is fast and deadly. If you ever wanted to watch Jaws from the perspective of the shark, Depth is the game for you. Evolve. Rather than lock you into a certain method of playing, Evolve has a streamlined and varied group of monsters for you to choose from. When you're playing as a monster, your aim is to run and hide until you evolve enough to reach the final form of whichever beast you've chosen, at which point you get to turn around and show those pesky hunters who's boss. The Goliath is your standard all-purpose monster, with the others getting progressively more refined and original. Be that the Kraken and its ranged lightning attacks, the hulking but powerful behemoth, or the insectoid Gorgon whose gross-out powers make for a disgustingly memorable time. Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse. Zombies have been in vogue for a long time now, and we've had no shortage of video games about them. But there aren't a whole lot where you have to play as the zombie with the aim of infecting or eating as many humans as possible. That's what makes Stubbs the Zombie such a unique product.
You cannibal!
As a shambolic green-skinned corpse, you shuffle around a city drowning in satire and convert the masses to your grisly way of life. The more brains you devour, the bigger your army grows, and the more powerful Stubbs becomes. Utilize abilities like throwing grenades made of your own zombie parts and possessing people with your severed arm for the full zombie experience.
I don't care! It's just me! Someone's gonna die!
Dead by Daylight. This game allows you to become the slasher movie monster of your worst nightmares. One player takes on the role of the killer and must hunt down and eliminate a crew of survivors before they awake, in a series of highly themed, procedurally generated realms as one of a handful of iconic monsters. These foes can either be more generic and cliché figures, like the Mad Doctor or the Stealthy Wraith, or they can be one of horror's most iconic villains. Added in post-game DLCs, these include Michael Myers, Leatherface, Freddy Krueger, and even the Demogorgon. Aliens vs. Predator series.
It's around here someplace.
Unlike many other multiplayer games, Aliens vs. Predator has always offered players 3 factions to take on rather than just 2. You're free to play as one of a brood of xenomorphs, an outmatched colonial marine, or the unrivaled Predator. This distinct gameplay is present in both the single-player and multiplayer versions of the numerous games in the series. Playing solo, you can enjoy 3 distinct campaigns depending on which creature you are, and when it comes to online, there are a host of game modes taking advantage of this twist, particularly Species Deathmatch, pitting all 3 against each other in an all-out war. Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain.
This spell is especially useful in the face of multiple combatants. Beware those with tainted blood.
When Kain is cruelly murdered, he leaps at the opportunity to become a vampire and seek revenge. He very quickly accomplishes this and begins to look for a cure for his vampirism, only to discover that there isn't one, descending further and further into darkness as the story continues.
And somewhere, deep inside my new self, I knew he was right. That mortal dreams were prayers. Prayers to us, begging us for power.
While hunting down bosses, the players will unlock many vampiric abilities for Kain, as well as increasing his defenses against typical vampire weaknesses. Eventually, his health will be robust and he will cease to be depleted by rain and sunlight. Combine this fidelity to vampire lore with some excellent sound and world design, and you got a winner on your hands.
The future says you die. But I am dead.
Vampire, the Masquerade Bloodlines. As an RPG, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines doesn't let you play as a monster, it lets you tailor your monster experience to exactly what you want, offering up a variety of attributes to dump skill points into and 7 distinct vampire clans to join.
She's unabashedly scandalous, but in the club business, I suppose that kind of personality's a necessary evil.
You can be a charismatic vampire seducing your way through the world, or you can be so removed from mankind that you're practically an animal. The choice is yours. Stalking the streets of LA, your fledgling vampire will quickly become a force to be reckoned with, if you want them to be, that is. Rampage. There's no shortage of games where players take on the standard role of a monster terrorizing a city, but Rampage was not only one of the first, but one of the best, and launched a successful decades-long franchise to boot. In the original arcade classic, players are given 3 vastly different monsters to choose from. They can play as King Kong homage George, Godzilla lookalike Lizzie, or Ralph the Wolfman. Smash buildings, destroy military helicopters, eat people, you can do it all. Even better, unlike many other monster games, you can use all 3 at once if you find 2 people to join you at the cabinet. When it comes to urban mayhem, Rampage is the one to beat. Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.